Hi, my name is Crystal Rochelle, and I'm a member of Teens in Action, and I'm your host. Our guest host this time is Santosh.
Hi, my name is Santosh Desai, and I'm chairman of the Burbank Youth Board. Teens in Action is a program produced by teens for teens and deals with issues that concern us most.
In this show, we are going to talk about drugs and alcohol, why teens use them, what are the effects if they do, and how someone can get help.
Since this is a program devoted to teens, we decided to send some of our reporters out and find out why teens really do use drugs and alcohol. Take a look at what we found.
Roll tape.
Why do you think teens today are doing drugs or alcohol?
Peer pressure.
Because they're bored. Because of their friends.
Because they have nothing better to do and they're bored and stuff.
I don't know, I guess it makes them feel good, I guess.
Just trying to look for an outlet or peer pressure.
In elementaries and in high schools, they have drug programs, drug awareness programs like there. They teach us the consequences and the effects of drugs. And our question is, do these programs or these classes, do they really work?
I would say no, they don't really work because in some cases, some kids, they don't really give a good example of why you shouldn't take these drugs or why you shouldn't drink alcohol, why you shouldn't do this and that. But then again, the kids still don't understand. They're not comprehending what is really right for you or what you're doing right. They're just telling you what you shouldn't do, and really, kids don't listen to what you have to say. They just do and follow their own mind.
Have people of all different ages and colors and all different types, saying this happened to me, because the reality of it is that the results are all going to be the same no matter what kind of person you are.
Like at some of the DARE programs, they should bring in someone that has a problem or a disability from taking drugs. And then some children might look like, man, I don't want to look like that. I don't want to be that way. I don't want to have a problem.
We just need to try a little bit harder and we can pretty much get there.
Thank you, Jordan, for agreeing to share your story with us.
Pleasure.
Tell me about your life growing up. What kind of family did you have?
My early childhood was more than I could ask for. It was amazing. There was never a lack of love in my house. We always had enough. Never went without.
Where did you begin to use alcohol and drugs, and why did you use them?
I think I was 12 or 13 the first time, and I thought I was so cool and so old and so mature having my own glass of wine.
You told us about use of alcohol. What about drugs?
It was something that older kids did, and it seemed really cool to me.
Why did you use them?
I think in the beginning, most people, at least for me, I know this is true. It's just curiosity. I gained a lot of friends real quickly. I was always the kid who had it.
How do you think family and friends could help someone who's showing signs of drug use?
For parents, I think it's absolutely necessary and absolutely acceptable to drug test your kids. I think open lines of dialogue are absolutely necessary for a parent-child relationship, at least one that's healthy.
So you said you started with alcohol and marijuana. What made you go on to hard drugs?
I liked getting high the first time I got high, so I did it again. You eat a hamburger, I thought it was a good hamburger, I'm gonna go there and have another hamburger. I talk a lot to the kids that I work with and, in my own recovery about fixing feelings. The whole vicious cycle about using drugs and you feel horrible about it, but because you feel horrible, you use more drugs. Because you use more drugs, you feel even more horrible. Because you feel even more horrible, you use even more drugs. And so that vicious cycle starts going.
Looking back, did anyone give you advice about the dangers of using drugs that you wish you would have listened to?
Wish I would have listened to all of it. Everybody in my life gave me advice. School assemblies saying, telling me about the dangers of drugs. My parents keep telling me about the dangers of drugs. Friends would always tell me, you know, Jordan, you need to slow down on your drinking. Yeah, I wish I listened to a lot of it. You know, almost all of it. I think my life would have taken a big change.
Tell us about the day you were taken from your house and what happened to you in Utah.
My parents said, Jordan, we want you to get sober. We think that if you get drugs out of your system, we truly believe that you will make the choice to live a clean and sober life. And they were gonna have me do it on my own, or they were gonna do it for me. And that, I mean, they were just truly terrified for my life. What happened was I said, no way, I'm not going. And so about 4:30 in that morning, two huge guys came in my room, dragged me to the car, took me to the airport, sat on a plane with me to Utah, escorted me to, you know, 12 hours away from the city to a wilderness program. I detoxed there. I was using heroin for that past month, and I detoxed there, but I couldn't let anybody know because of my, you know, that false pride and the false ego. It was hell. I hated every second of it for at least, you know, for the first half of my stay there. You know, it was camping. It was camping and hiking and therapy, and that's all it was.
After you left the program in Utah, did you join in any other programs?
My parents put me in an outpatient program called Insight. They kind of taught me how to stay sober in the long run. You know, I'm very grateful for the program in Utah for getting me sober and getting me off the drugs. But I owe everything to Insight. They were the ones who taught me how to live, really.
What have you learned as a result of all of this?
I've learned that there's nothing good that can come out of drugs and or alcohol. I have just as much fun as when I was on drugs and when I was on alcohol.
What message would you like to send to teens about using drugs?
I would like to send a message of fear, you know, because it's absolutely something to be fearful of, especially for the parents. You know, be fearful of what can happen to your child.
We hope teens who watch this show will learn from your story and keep in mind how someone can become addicted. Thank you, Jordan.
Absolutely.
What's true? Over 400 teens are arrested for drinking or for drunk driving every day in the United States. Every week, 60 young people die as a result of drunk driving accidents. Alcohol can permanently damage your brain. All of the above or none of the above?
I'd like to pick 4, and then all of the above.
All of the above.
4, all of the above.
All of the above.
Number 4. I'd have to say all of the above.
4?
All of the above. The answer is all of the above. Cold showers and coffee will sober up a person that is drunk. False.
True.
False. I wouldn't know.
Well, not really. I don't think so. True.
False.
False.